It's actually happening. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is leaking already, and it's still October. This is nuts. Okay, so I'm not even kidding. The Riddler has made a post, and it says "Le happening" with little heart eye emojis, and there are images that are surfacing on websites like 4chan that are indicating that someone indeed has the game in their hand again, and they are posting images of the game. And it is just a matter of time before the leakers and the data miners all get access to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and kind of unleash everything. But I'm gonna cover it all right here in this video, so let's dive in, let's talk about it. He also goes on to say that we'll break down all the riddles when games get officially released, so see you later. But we'll make some comments about the process, so enjoy the show. This is all coming from the Riddler. Then goes on to say, hey, suggestion for you know whom when you get the game early. Play slow, you don't have a day one patch. It's risky AF to get buried in bugs, indicating that there's a ton of bugs in this game, and that if you're someone who is gonna play it early from a leaked copy, that you're probably gonna run into a lot of issues. You should probably save pretty often and just be prepared that you may walk through a wall or have something break on you, as the day one patch is not gonna be available. Now, if you guys remember, actually, when Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were released, there was a ton of things missing from the game prior to the day one patch, which they ended up, due to outside pressure, releasing early because so many people were playing this broken version of the game where music was missing, menus weren't working right. I mean, there was a ton of stuff that was missing when BDSP leaked, and it was nuts. And again, they even put out a statement saying that the patch is gonna go live at a certain time, just basically acknowledging the fact that so many people had either kind of had hacked copies or leaked copies or whatever it may be. So it's gonna be a crazy time over these next few weeks as the more leaks just keep on coming. And here's some of the leaks, right? Now, I'm gonna be mindful of how I kind of cover some of this stuff. I'm gonna show this stuff today, but as we start to get like Pokemon leaked and stuff, I might start drawing pictures just to kind of protect the channel. But this is apparently a leak of the Scarlet and Violet boxes showing Pikachu and Sprigatito, very blurry images, but based on what we've seen from the Riddler and other posters, it is believed that this is actually a legit screenshot. There's another screenshot that was surfacing on the internet that shows like a Charmander walking with a trainer. That apparently is fake, but this one was apparently confirmed by like a Chinese leaker. So Soul Silver reports, according to attention to my followers, this was posted by the Chinese Riddler, who's a very credible source. That means Scarlet and Violet may actually be leaking as we speak. And then again, after this, we confirm about the boxes. The Riddler posts about it, talking about it, all sorts of stuff. And then another image just surfaced that even gives us further confirmation. So let's take a look at that new image. Before I take a look at the latest leak, I gotta tell you guys about Pixelmon. Pixelmon is a completely free-to-play experience on Minecraft, so if you're itching to play some Pokemon right now, while we wait for Scarlet and Violet, you should join our Pixelmon servers at getpixelmon.com. It's free to play, you can play with your friends, there's gyms with real gym leaders, there's shiny hunting, there's competitive battles, there's different forms like pink forms, and much, much more. There's tons to do, legitimately hundreds of hours you can pour into Pixelmon and have a ton of fun. And right now there's a big Halloween event going on, so everything's like decorated. It's really, really fun. So go to getpixelmon.com for all the information on how to install, completely free to play, and you might even see me on there as I do some shiny hunts and all sorts of fun stuff. So join Pixelmon today for free and play on the Pocket Pixels Red server. As of the time I'm recording this 30 minutes ago, someone said the Steel-type Terra Crystal has been leaked on 4chan, and it's actually a Rookie D with what is apparently the Steel-type Terra Crystal. This is not 1,000,000% confirmed by any means, but it is thought in the community to be legit. First of all, we get confirmation of Rookie D, Corvisquire, and Corviknight being in the game, which I think previously we didn't have confirmation of. And then we've got the Terra hat, which does look a little funny. Some people are saying it looks like a mushroom, but I think it's actually like a nut and then a bolt sticking out of it, which kind of aligns with some of the leaks that we had seen previously about what it could be. But this is apparently legit, and that is the generalized thought in the community right now, is that this is indeed the Steel-type Terra Crystal, and we do have this form leaked. So pretty wild stuff. And again, the floodgates are going to be opening. This is getting a ton of traction. The general consensus is this is real, and I think we're going to start to see over the next few days a lot of stuff like this surfacing on 4chan. And then again, the data mine will probably be coming pretty soon. Pori Leaks actually making a post reporting on kind of the timeline here, saying that the games have been in the USA since 10/26. I don't know how accurate that is, but if we look at previous games timelines, we generally expect to see this game leaking around November 7th, November 10th, somewhere in that time range, maybe the 6th. So this is very early, but that doesn't mean that people don't have the games, or at least stores don't have the games. I think it's a little early, but this is what they're saying. So we're gonna just read it. They said the sellers have begun shipping the game to the public. that would be kind of distribution going to stores. Generally, these show up in boxes that say do not open until this period of time, and they usually will have some sort of security on the computer system that when you scan a barcode of that game, that it's going to say that you can't sell the copy until this certain time, won't let you. So anyone who's going to have the game at this point is doing it through kind of some back-end ways, or they're stealing the copy, or potentially getting review copies. I don't know if there's going to be review copies this early, but we're getting close, right? Like, we're talking about a few days plus or minus here of some of these things taking place, whether or not this is real. Saying that copies are currently running through the mail on their way to individuals. The game may possibly show up on the internet this weekend, and this actually came from yesterday, and here we are. The game is starting to show up. So saying current delivery ETA via the shipping note is October 31st. So this could be the floodgates again, opening even further. People, media copies, you know, people getting in through their stores and things like that, coming as soon as tomorrow and today. And over the next few days, I think we're gonna see a lot of leaks coming out for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Which is funny to say, considering this entire like last 6 months has just been like a leak fest, right? Like a leak bonanza. Kaka, Riddler, Coup, it just feels like it's been the leakiest season we've ever seen before. So I think it only makes sense. It only is, you know, proper on the trend that they're gonna be, you know, kind of having the leaks even sooner this year in terms of like the full game leak. But I will say this, in the past, Nintendo has tried to be on top of this. It's very difficult for them to do because it's very hard for them to track down the source. If you guys remember, they ended up like suing a guy for a guidebook a couple years ago for leaking the guidebook for Sword and Shield. You know, they obviously took down videos going into Pokemon Legends Arceus and going into BDSP. So they're gonna do what they can, but unfortunately this is just like the biggest media franchise in the world that is Pokemon. So people are gonna, you know, try to post anything they can about it, especially if they get it early. So again, just be aware of that. We're gonna talk a little bit about Philly Beats You here. Philly Beats You, an awesome friend of mine, a content creator. He made some posts on Twitter. I've been really liking what he's been doing lately. Posting Wild Terra Pokemon marked on a map, and it actually shows like the little crystal with the ghost icon, and then he kind of shows the location saying that it's marked by these runes. So it's possible that the map actually shows you when a Terra Pokemon, like a wild Terra Pokemon, spawns in. If you remember, there was an instance in a trailer where you could face against a Terra Jigglypuff, so maybe they actually have like different Terra Pokemon spawn on the map as indicators so you can track them down a little bit easier. That would actually be pretty nice. And then the last thing here is there was a new 30-second Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer that came out. There were a few new screenshots from it, so let's actually take a look. All right, so we got that nice switch slap there. Running up the stairs, so same stuff we saw before. Little Slowbro action. That looks cool, climbing up the mountain peak. Nice little bridge. It looks really dope though. Oh, Dragonair looking clean.
In Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, it's your world, your way.
I like it. Simple. So that's been kind of their whole advertising thing, right? Like really focusing on adventure and being able to use Koraidon and Miraidon. I think we're gonna obviously get access to them very early in the game, so that's an exciting thing for sure. So that's pretty much that, guys. We got a lot of leaks that are probably coming in the next few days, so if you don't want to see them, stay vigilant. I'm gonna be super mindful in terms of thumbnail spoilers and stuff, so you don't have to worry about that. And obviously, we'll start throwing those big spoiler kind of warnings on the videos, which I don't even know if it's necessary. I think anyone who's watching me right now knows what's actually going down. Definitely check out Pixelmon. You can check it out in the description below. Go to getpixelmon.com. And thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.